Have you ever wondered, are your candles toxic? Hello, my successful and healthy earthlings. Mihaela Ragushia, naturopath and founder of the Natural Health Podcast. In today's episode, you're going to learn all about the harmful ingredients found in candles and how to stay away from them. We're going to start off and talk about the hidden dangers to candles, the ingredients to stay away from, and 3 tips on buying candles. At the end of this episode, I'm also going to give you an opportunity to join a health and success oriented community by clicking below and joining the Natural Health newsletter. Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast, where we bring awareness to sustainable health in the business hustle space. Natural Health Podcast is perfect for the high-performing, business-minded individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve success and optimal health. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Absolutely love, and appreciate your support, like always. On Mondays, I'm here to provide you simple 7 sustainable health hacks to optimize your health. And while I've got you here, click the subscribe button, click the bell button so you get notified when this amazing content comes out. So, candles, right? When I think about candles, what do you think about? Because when I think about candles, I think about this grand, romantic gesture that your partner may do, or that you may do for yourself, like around the bathtub and putting the candles on. It's romantic and it's calming, right? It all sounds lovely. And when we think about calming and romantic, it's all highly beneficial for our health. But then there is the dark side. Dun, dun, dun. The dark side of candles. And yes, I don't really like talking about negatives and darks and things like that. But we need to talk about the toxic materials, ingredients found in your candles so you stay away from them. So it may be shocking to you that your favorite candle may actually be causing you your knee pain, your headaches, your migraines, your sleeping difficulties, right? So let's look at the hidden dangers to candles. The hidden dangers to candles is that you think you're doing something absolutely beautiful and brilliant for your partner, but you actually may be causing them a headache. Isn't that ironic and funny? It's like, or even to yourself, you might be like, I'm relaxing, I'm putting on this candle, it's so beautiful, you're inhaling those candles and it's just so beautiful, and then next thing you know, it's causing more harm than good, and it's not good for you, right? So most common candles are actually made from paraffin wax. This type of wax is made from petroleum as a byproduct of making gasoline. That in itself may show you that it is more dangerous than good, right? But if you need more evidence, more material, I'm going to talk to you about when we go into the ingredients. But there was a 2009 study that found that burning paraffin wax released potential dangerous chemicals such as toluene. This is where next time you think about being romantic or putting on a candle for whatever reason that may be, think about the toxic effects that it may be having on your health, right? So let's go and look into the ingredients. What ingredients are harmful and how to stay away from them. So we understand the hidden dangers. Now that we kind of know the hidden dangers of candles, which is all types of diseases that you can think about, which can cause our cells to malfunction and so forth. But let's look at the ingredients to stay away from. Number 1, fragrance. Even if in a candle, even if not in a candle, in laundry liquid, anywhere where you see fragrance, stay away from it, right? It's one of the main problems with scented candles is the fragrance. And it's not even just in candles, like I said, it's literally everywhere. Fragrance, if you go to a public bathroom or even your bathroom, you hear that, tss, tss, that, run. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, my cells are gonna die. Run, because that fragrance is bad. So according to Anne, who's an environmental pollutant expert, who's a professor of civil engineering and the chair of sustainable cities at the University of Melbourne, she says that certain candles may emit numerous types of potential hazardous chemicals such as benzene and toluene. They can cause damage to the brain, lungs, and central nervous system, as well as cause development difficulties. Wow. Okay. That in itself is a no-go. I mean, do you want brain issues? Do you want lung issues? Do you want central nervous system issues? So it's kind of like next time you might have anxiety. Did you have a candle on before that? Next time you may be having difficulty breathing. Did you have a candle on? Any brain issues, brain fog? Did you have a candle on? Right. So, or even development difficulties. And this is for kids. If you're a mama or a daddy or a carer or whoever, whatever you are, if you have kids around you, candles are probably not the safest thing to have around, but also not the healthiest thing to have around if it's the bad ones, which we'll go into, which the good ones are. So phthalates, which are endocrine disruptors, they cause migraine and respiratory issues. So this is another thing to keep an eye out on. Absolutely dangerous for you and your health. And then we talk about wax. In Eastern Europe, we don't have a W, so I don't know how to pronounce wax. So what is the candle made out of, right? So is it made out of soy? Is it made out of petroleum, a paraffin candle? Is it made out of coconut? Is it made out of beeswax? What's your candle made out of? And if you don't know what your candle's made out of, you need to know. Why? Because researchers at the Southern Colonial State University tested both petroleum-based paraffin wax candles and vegetable-based candles, and that were non-scented, non-pigmented, and free of dyes. So they were essentially free of everything. They just had different backs, right? The report concluded that while the vegetable-based candles didn't produce any potential harmful pollutants, the paraffin candles released unwanted chemicals into the air. That is removing the fragrance, that is removing all these things and keeping just the wax different. It's showing that it can cause issues, right? So paraffin candles, even when unscented, non-pigmented, and using no dyes, emit these carcinogens, volatile organic compounds, PM 2.5 particles, alkanes and alkanones, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, along with other chemicals when burnt. Reports show frequent exposure and inhalation of these dangerous pollutants can be linked to the development of dermatitis, cardiovascular disease, and respiratory issues, allergies, asthma, and even cancer. Just from a candle. Who would have thought, right? For a person who lights a candle every day for years or just uses them frequently, inhalation of these dangerous pollutants drifting in the air can contribute to the development of health risks such as cancer, common allergies, and even asthma. Stay away from these candles in particular that have paraffins in them, that are petroleum based. You don't want these candles because look what it's doing. Like when we're talking about the health effects of candles, dermatitis, cardiovascular disease, respiratory issues, allergies, asthma, even cancers. Stay away from these candles. As romantic as you want to be, there are other ways to be romantic. Next one, the wick. I love how all of these are W words. Well, not the first one, but fragrance, Vux, Vic. So what is that? That's the thing that you light up, that thing that sticks out on a candle when you light it up. Yes, that could affect how dangerous your candle is. There was a 2001 review of candles and incense stated the primary constitute of public health concerning candles emissions is lead. At the time, lead Vicks were still found in some candles coming from China, which were indeed a health concern, and they actually accounted for 90% of all candles made in the US. So what they did is they voluntarily, so this is the members of the National Candle Association in America, they discontinued the use of lead wicks in the 1970s due to health concerns, and the US Consumer Producer Safety Commission formally banned them in US in marketplace in 2003. Thank you. That's amazing. I don't know what they did in here in Australia. I haven't looked into it, but it'd be interesting to see, have they banned it too? But the thing now, okay, so that was what, 18, 19 years ago? Thank you very much, amazing. But the thing they need to look out for now is the Vicks that contain other toxic stiffeners instead. They got rid of the lead, but hey, they replaced it with A and B, which is as toxic as lead. But hey, we got rid of the lead. This is what always happens. So keep an eye out, find out what wick, what it's made out of, wax, fragrance, and all those things forward. I mean, you don't want these health issues just from a candle, from something that you enjoy and something that's so beautiful lit up. You want to keep your environment as healthy and as free from these toxins as much as possible. So let's go into 3 tips to candle buying. So when you are going to buy your beautiful candles, what should you look out for and what should you avoid? Number 1 is buy a soy or coconut wax candle. That's what you want it to be made out of. Some people say also beeswax, but I love my bees. Don't want to disrupt them, so let's keep it vegan, let's keep it plant-based, let's keep it friendly, environmentally friendly, and stick to soy and coconut wax. Number 2, the wick. You want it to be unbleached cotton, unbleached cotton wick, or unprocessed unbleached wood. That's what you want it made out of. And if it doesn't say, ask, find out, get the information. Number 3, no fragrances, and if there's any smell, it should be essential oils, high quality essential oils that suit you. This is where aromatherapists would come in handy, and touching base with them to understand what is the right essential oil for you, and what you may need or want, right? So we're looking at a soy candle that has an unbleached cotton wick that has essential oils in it. Absolutely beautiful. So now you have it. Now you know next time you smell a candle that you really like, before you buy it, you turn around, look at the ingredients, you check out what it's made out of, what's in it. So then when you do put it on for yourself or for your partner or for your kids or for your neighbor or for anyone around you, you're doing it to assist their health, to get that amazing, to calm down, to get the parasympathetic system happening, not to inhale toxins. There you have it. So if you know anyone who would love this episode, click the share button, subscribe button, a bell notification button, all those buttons below. You know what to do. Love, like, share the Natural Health Podcast. Share this episode with anyone who might find it useful. If you want to join a health and success oriented community, click below and join the Natural Health newsletter. Every Friday, this amazing content dropped into your inbox with specials and bonuses that are only available in the newsletter. I don't put them out anywhere else, just in the newsletter. Last time we had 50% off consultations. The other time we had free products, free ebooks, free actual books. There you have it. Join the Natural Health newsletter, and remember, the missing link between failure and success is your health. Content and information provided here is opinion of Mahela Raguse and is for information purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. It is not intended to provide medical advice or take the place of medical advice or any current treatment you're undertaking. Consult your own medical professionals for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast. It is advised that you consult your doctor or healthcare professional in relation to any health concerns you may be having. Mahela Raguse does not take responsibility for any health consequences which occur from a person listening, viewing, or reading this content. And in the circumstances shall the Natural Health Podcast, Mahela Raguse, any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates of Mahela Raguse be responsible for damages arising from the information provided on the Natural Health Podcast. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical conditions in either yourself or others. Please note, if you're taking prescription, do not stop your medication or start a new protocol, including but not limited to supplements, diet, lifestyle changes without consulting a doctor or healthcare professional. If you or any person has a medical concern, you should consult with your healthcare provider or seek other professional medical advice. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have read or heard on the Natural Health Podcast or in any linked materials. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. Neither Mahela Raguse nor the publisher of this content takes responsibility for the possible health consequences of any person or persons reading or listening or following the information in the educational content.